Welcome to the video. This is Winspace. These are the suppliers of the Winspace hyper wheels that I race and recommend. This is their latest bike. It's called the G2. It's a gravel bike. You can go check out the Winspace YouTube channel. A lad, a human, an instigator, a disruptor is by the name of Joe from China Cycling. If you haven't seen Joe's channel, go check it out. China Cycling. He lives in China. He lives in Xiamen, and he's just inside industry person and doing great things. So he's working with Winspace and just helping them, market their product and release some great product there. So he is definitely, I think I said it on my podcast last year or this year, whenever it was, that he is definitely going to be a key player in the future, and he already is. Winspace are really knocking out some great product here. So this is their gravel bike. This is probably a custom build up, I assume. I like the colour. It's pretty sort of funky, very 80s rock hoppery specialised style. It's pretty cool. But they're different colours, different people. Now the question was, what size? So the title of this video, do not buy the Winspace G2 yet, and that is because you want us to watch this video. What size should you get? Now this is the question I've got. Let's go down to the Geo. Right, I'll come back to this part in a second. Let's go down. The website looks pretty cool. If you do want any Winspace product, use the code durianrider10. You'll get 10% off. All right, and I'll get a little cut from that as well. So it's a win-win. You get a great product, you get a discount, and I'll get a cut. So it's like, where? It's great. This is something that I would buy. These wheels, these frames, etc. I'm having difficulty supplying my Pragma bikes, so I'm recommending people, if they want something now, get a Winspace. We have an SLC coming soon, rim brake. Alright, so the question was from Ryan. He's 6 foot tall, same as me. He's got a 31.5 inch inseam. The inseam, in my opinion, doesn't really matter. What matters most is what is your seat height. What seat height do you like? I have a 74 centimeter seat height from top of saddle to center of BB. I run a mid-foot cleat position, so my seat height is lower for my height. So I would be going, for me, a medium. If I was just racing it, maybe I could get away with a small, but a medium for me is a perfect balance point there, in that I have a reasonably racy fit, and because the G2 is designed properly with a 27.2 seat post, that means I can put a forward, I can get a more forward slam, I can put a Thompson post in there and get it more slam forward if I want. But this 27.2 seat post design is just fantastic. It's just a standard clamp, so it's just, you can really, really dial in the fit. It's got a non-proprietary fork, and it's not like a Canyon or some interface where it's just real pain in the ass to adjust and stuff. So it's just really, you can customize your stem length. You just really dial in the fit. A lot of bikes, you can't really dial the fit in that well. Like with integrated bars and stuff, it's just a real faff. So this is fantastic in that it's just made it really easy to custom fit your bike to you versus to what marketing says you should ride. So it's a highly customizable bike fit in terms of seat angle, seat posts, etc., bar, stem, stack. So I would be going a medium for me. My flexibility is very good. If your flexibility wasn't so good, maybe you want to go large if your seat height's higher. So it depends, but this is great. You can look at the Geo and compare this Geo to the bike you have at the moment, which you really enjoy, and go from there. It has a 73.5 degree seat angle, so it's going to feel like a climbing bike. It's going to feel quite aggressive. The chainstays are quite long, so it's going to feel pretty stable as well. It's not going to something you're going to be racing in the crits, but you could if you wanted to, if you're quite strong. But it's a gravel bike. It's a gravel bike. Recommended tyre size, so 50C, so great clearance there. I'm a fan of 700C personally. If you want 650B, go for that. But for me, I just prefer the big wheel rolling vibes of 700C. So this is fully racked out here. Bear in mind, using a carbon fork, you want to keep that weight reasonably, I'd say probably under 10 kilos, correct me if I'm wrong there, but otherwise, you can load it up a fair deal. But again, less is more when you go to the touring. But it's just a great example of what can be done here in terms of loaded bike. I personally prefer bike packing bags because it's more aero. You can go for the bush better. We did the Mawson Trail last year, and I use these bike packing bags. But again, this is just a great photo here to show you what's possible. So that is the Winspace gravel. Let's have a look at some of the photos here. So they're selling the whole bike as well. Oh, they're doing it in a flat bar. That's pretty cool. Wow, that's very interesting. Very interesting there. Flat bar gravel bike. That's actually a really good idea as well. because you can, if you're finding that a lot of people find that drop bars are a little bit sketchy on gravel, and I agree with that. But with a flat bar, you definitely do have more control at speed. So it depends what you're looking for. If you want more stability, I'd recommend flat bar. If you want more road stuff, then you're going to go a bit more aero and have narrow bars. So the wider your bar is, the more stability you're going to have. But that flat bar does look pretty cool, doesn't it? That's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Yeah, wow. Anyway, that's the Winspace G2. Go check out the website. Different greens. What's your favourite colour? I think all these colours look pretty good. I'm a bit partial to this pink thing because it stands out. But there you go. That's the G2. Definitely, what would I reckon? Like I said, why would you buy a Specialized Diverge? Why would you buy an Open Up? Why would you buy a Cervelo or a Pinarello? All these incredibly overpriced frames that are also made out of China. They're made in China. They're shipped to Taiwan, and you're spending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 USD on a frame when you could have something like this, which is coming out of high quality OEM factories. Can't say too much, but yeah, why would you spend the extra thousands and thousands of dollars when you're getting the same quality? Actually, I'm going to say this is better quality because it's not proprietary, so you're going to have a better user experience long term. Spare parts and stuff like that, you can get spare parts down the track. I was about to buy a big stack of frames from Orica Green Edge, and the issue we're having, I was going to buy like a warehouse full of frames, but the issue we're having is getting spare parts. I was going to buy them super cheap and flip them, make a little cut, just a bit of fun. But to get the seat post binders and headsets and cable guides, it's going to be a real pain in the bum. But something like this, seat clamp, $5, headset standard, standard fork, 1.1/8, 1.5 glower, and it's just going to be real easy to get parts for something like this if you do have any problems down the track. It's got a pretty generic little dropouts, etc. So that's what I love, that they've made this bike easy for mechanics, easy for the buyer, easy for the seller, just easy for everyone. Now that, my friends, is what build engineering is about. BSA, threaded bottom bracket, just simple, easy to done. Love it, love it.